give you a piece of paper, and on this piece of paper, I want you to write down what you think a solid up here is, a liquid is, and a gas is. What do you think? When you're done, just put your pencils on the table. Which object do you think it is? Okay, who wants to go first? Kelly?
Okay. The solid ice.
Yes.
Okay. And the gas is a dry ice.
Yes.
Liquid would be the water.
Right. Okay, so can you guys explain why you think that is? What makes up a solid?
I think the ice is a solid because it's hard.
Right. Okay.
And the dry ice is a gas because it moves on its own. I don't
Yeah, no, that's good, that's good.
The liquid doesn't have a shape, but it's not floating in the air either.
Right, it's in its shape, it fits into a shape, right? Okay, good job guys, good job. Okay, well, today we're going to be learning about solids, liquids, and gases. So, you guys explain to me what you thought a solid was, what you thought a liquid was. Okay, so a solid has shape and volume. So with this ice, it's not floating around, it's not going back and forth, right? It's one solid shape. So all the particles are pressed up together, right? Okay, so it keeps the shape. Liquid, matter that takes up space in the cup, correct? Right? But it has no shape because it's liquid. It can move around. All the particles are spread apart, right? So they slide by each other. Gas obviously has no volume or shape. Is this taking up any direct space? If I put this in the cup, does that take up space? No. So it expands to fill its container. So that, like, let's say an example, a balloon, right? We blow in a balloon and it takes up that space in there. But when you let it go, it'll flow out. Whereas if I put this in the balloon and I close it and then I open it up, will that fall out? No, because it's still in there because it takes up that space, right? Okay. Good job. Now we're going to do some experiments. Who wants to hold the solid ice? Because we're going to learn how they can change into different things, right? So this solid can turn into a liquid. How can it turn into a liquid? Does anybody know? Kelly?
By melting?
Melting, okay. Why? How can it melt? From the temperature or what?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So who wants to hold the solid?
I will.
Okay. So what I want you to do is to hold the solid, the ice, in your hands and move it around and write down afterwards what's happening.
Okay. Okay.
What's happening?
It's melting on my hand.
Okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to take this. Okay. So, but it still stayed its shape, correct? Right. Okay. So who wants to do liquid? We're going to pour this ice in here, and you're going to write down what happened. So it's small.
It's floating on top.
Are they smaller? Are they still there?
They're shrinking.
So write that down. What happened? Okay. And the last, you take the gas. So you're going to pour this. What do you think will happen when we pour this water on the dry ice?
I think it'll make more gas.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Does anyone know what dry ice is made out of?
No, what is it?
Carbon dioxide. So it's like what we breathe out, right?
Oh.
So now write that down. Okay. Okay. So some examples that you deal with in everyday life with solids, liquids, and gases? Like an example.
I drink orange juice and orange
Right.
juice is a liquid.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so every time I put ice in my cup, like by the time I get to class, it's always melted.
And
Like
why,
my water
why
bottle.
is that? So it changed from a solid to a liquid?
Yep.
Why?
Temperature.
Okay.
So.
Right? Is there any examples we can think of gases in our everyday life?
I breathe.
And you do make carbon
Me too.
dioxide, right? Right? So like, you know when it's really cold out and you breathe out? Right? It
Yes,
shows
so
your
definitely
breath.
happened this morning.
Yes. Okay, well good job guys. Now, what I'm going to do is I have a worksheet for you. And I want to test your knowledge to see if you really can tell the difference between solid, liquid, and gas. So each worksheet has a different object, like milk, pencil, shampoo, and next to it you're going to write if it's a solid, liquid, or gas. Yes.
What would shampoo be? Because it's not liquid, but it's not solid.
Why is it a liquid?
Because it's thick. Can it still be a liquid if it's thick?
Because it takes shape in the shampoo bottle, right? But it's liquidy. It comes out, right? All the particles are.
That's true.
So that would be the same for maple syrup, right?
Correct. They're kind of tricky. And when you're done, just put your pencils on the table so I know you're finished. You don't have to do the bottom. Okay, so give me examples on your paper. What are some liquids? Just shout it out.
Oil.
Oil,
Paint.
paint,
Gasoline.
gasoline,
Maple syrup.
maple syrup. Okay, what about some solids?
Fish.
Fish.
Pencil.
That's so random. Yeah. Kelly?
Salt.
Salt? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
Why are you confused by that? What else do you think it would be?
It's a solid.
Do you think it might have been a liquid?
Yeah, I don't.
Liquid
Yeah,
salt?
I don't know.
It's okay though. It's okay though because they're so small, right? But if you were to look at a grain of salt, does it look like that piece of ice? That's like right. And so it takes the space of something in that salt shaker, right? Okay, is that any other solids on there?
Did we say
Sand, which is kind of the same as
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
And a
yeah.
cookie, right? Okay. Okay, so how are solids, liquids, and gases similar, do you think? What do they have in common?
they take up space?
Right, okay, they take up space. Because gas, like I said, in a balloon, the gas takes up that space in the balloon. This liquid takes up space in this cup. Ice, I can put it in the cup or put it in here, it takes up space and it's all the particles into it. Does that make sense? Okay, do we have any questions?
Mm.